Hey there, fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Art's Mobile Auto Repair, and this video is a tutorial video on how to replace a Nippon Denso starter in a 1990 Ford Super Duty that uses a Nippon Denso instead of the Mitsubishi type. First things first, obviously you would want to open the hood and remove the ground terminal right over here. So remove the ground terminal from here if your car has only one battery. This tow truck actually has two batteries, so you can remove the air vent and remove the second terminal. Remove the second terminal off of here, so you don't short anything in the car. Now, I will go inside and show you the placement of the starter. So if this is the car in the front, the starter is going to be on your left side if you're outside of the car, and if you're inside of the car on your driver's seat, it's going to be on your right side. So it's right on the bottom, right over here, and it's bolted onto your transmission. So we're actually going to go down there and I'll show you exactly where it bolts in. So this is the front, go inside, and it bolts in right over there. As you can see, that's your transmission flywheel, and it's a flange 3-bolt connection on there. So let me get all the way inside there and show you. Unfortunately, I replaced it. I removed it already, so I wouldn't be able to show you how I removed it, but I will explain, which is probably better, because the third bolt right there, you wouldn't even see how I replaced it because there's no way to put a camera there, and it's a pain in the butt to replace. So I'm actually gonna reverse the process and show you how I did it. This is the tools that you might need to do this job. Little mirror for inspection, because that third bolt is very hard to get to, and it did not really help me a lot, but it might help you. You need a little stubby Phillips head screwdriver to remove the nut right here that goes on right there, and it's a ground wire that hits here. You need a little ratchet with a 13mm socket, and by the way, though the starter is held by 13mm screws, bolts, that has washers on there, and the little stubby one right here has a little washer, but I think this one came with it already. So this is the nut that holds the power cable, also with a washer. You don't want to lose that. So I did a 1/4 extension right here with a swivel, but that didn't help me either, but it might help you. And I used it on a ratchet. The reason I used the small one, because there's absolutely no space to work on it, and this helped me a lot. I had to actually break off the handle for me to actually get to it, and it works easier with a thin one rather than a thick one, which there's, like I said, absolutely no space on there. Another thing, what helped me was the third bolt I removed with this magnetic pen. So after I unscrewed it, which was on the top, I used this pen to basically, I'll show you, catch up on here and slowly unscrew it like this, because it's sitting like this, not like this, like this, and the starter basically is in front of me, so I had to use this to fully unscrew it, and it's probably better that you don't lose it. So let's get under the car and show you how I did it. So this is the housing for the starter, which is right here. As you can see out there, this top bolt is extremely too hard to get to, and the problem is that you cannot see it. So you have to do it by feel, kind of touch it, and with your left hand stick the extension, try to catch onto it. And another thing that people do sometimes is when they catch onto it, they pull down the ratchet thinking that they got on it, but you actually pick up the ratchet, and I'll show you what I mean later on. Now, getting the first bolt is probably the best idea. Oh man, this is a very heavy and large starter, which is you gotta be careful not to drop this on your head, because that thing will probably kill you. It probably weighs a good 30 pounds, 35, 40 pounds maybe. Oh, 30 pounds mostly. So this is the starter, and it bolts down about exactly like this. Here's how it bolts down. I'm going to start with the first screw so it doesn't move on me. Get this thing in there, probably as tight as possible. Get my other screw, bolt, and get this second one here. By the way, this is the power cable, or ground. Okay, so at least it holds now. We can actually try to ratchet it down to a point where we do not have to get it dropped in the face. That said, we got the two bolts on, so it's pretty sturdy on there. Now, the fun part is if I find it, there we go, the third bolt. Now, this is the problem. As I said, that bolt is right there. Right, I'll show you. Right over there, inside. So what you have to do is, basically, you take your extension, which had my long one somewhere, I don't know where I put it, and basically that bolt is right over here. You know what I mean? Like right over here, but it's behind the starter. So what I'm gonna do is, probably, I'll take my magnetic pen, this thing, and I'll put that bolt on here. So it kind of looks like this. And I'll try to find my way in, at least for the beginning. Hopefully, if I find it in, because I'm telling you, it is not easy to get this bolt in there. It just sucks. See, I literally can't find it. Use my extension to at least find that hole. Where is it? Oh, fortunately I can't find it. That really sucks. Getting it off was as hard as putting it back in, which is terrible. Which is extremely terrible. Alright. So I did get it in there with that pen, which is a big help. I don't know if there's any other way you can get a bolt on there without seeing it, because your hands are not going in there, no way. Okay. And if you remember, I told you about this one. It has a Phillips, little Phillips screw. You have to use a small one because, again, you don't have enough space. There you go. See? Sorry that the camera blurs up. Okay, so this is in, power's in, everything's bolted down correctly. Once again, 2 bolts here, 1, 2, the other one's in the middle, right behind it, and I used a extension, 1/4 extension. The skinnier the better, because there's absolutely no space to work on this. Oil pan, strut, reinforcement, or what is it called? Frame, I'm sorry. So there's no area to work on. So we got this in, connected. Hopefully this is a job done deal. Pull the tools out of here, and I'll come back in just about a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the nut for the battery. And we will do the same for the other side. Connect it and tighten it. Tighten down. Okay, that's tight enough. Get the rubber piece back on there. That's it. And now, moment of truth. Will the truck start? Oh, or will it not start? It's a manual transmission. And let's see. Gotta wait a little bit for the diesel. And let's see. Oh, what do you say? I just encountered another problem with the truck. The fuel filter is leaking. As you can see, it's dropping. I removed that. It is dropping on the actual valve cover. That's unfortunate. You see all that fuel here leaking. Anyways, I'll do this in another video tutorial on how to fix a leaky fuel filter. Stay tuned. If this video helped you replace your starter, which is a Nippo Denso, please rate, comment, and subscribe.